Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to day 4 of the SITSA India conference. We have an exciting lineup today morning. We have 4 speakers today morning who are going to talk to us about various initiatives in different parts of India. So we'll start with our first speaker, Rejoice Gassah. So Rejoice belongs to the Khasi community and he's from the Karimganj District of Assam in India. Growing up, Rejoice was exposed to forests. He had the opportunity to see, hear, and learn about different wildlife. He has a keen interest in observing wildlife and can identify many species of birds, mammals, insects, etc. And this is something people will know if they are on iNaturalist. Rejoice is really active there. He's also very active in the India biodiversity portal. He is interested in wildlife filmmaking, conducts workshops for students on wildlife, and spreads a lot of wildlife and conservation awareness through photography. So he also works with departments locally in Assam and runs or co-runs the Makunda Nature Club, which has school students and staff members that also participate in documentation. So welcome today, Rejoice, and we will hear from you now.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to meet you all and to interact with all of you, and it's been nice to be here to talk to a few things regarding Makunda Nature Club. I'll be sharing the screen. Kept the title as Citizen Science Initiative at the Remote Rural Mission Hospital in Assam, the Makunda Nature Club. This is a picture of Dr. Ganeshan from a tree interacting with our students during his visit to meet our students and to find out the plants around us. The Makunda Nature Club was formed in 2015 by Dr. Vijay Anand, who has been doing documentations long back since 2008. During the formation, there were a few people who joined him, and with the help of those few staffs, they were able to form this Makunda Nature Club. We are located in the northeastern part of India in South Assam. This is our map, and this is our study area. Most of our documentation is done in these areas nearby. This is a tea garden, Hatikira Tea Estate, and Tilbum Reserve Forest. And here is a hospital. And this is a small forest that we owned. And most of our observations, documentation is done in this forest, small. And this long stretch is the Badsaitla Reserve Forest. And here is Dostawakasi village where I came from. And we do all of the documentation in these areas. Interesting thing is 70% of our observations were done in our campus. And all these forests, we go maybe once in a month or maybe twice a month because we are engaged with work, and whenever staff are free, we go out to these different forests to document these areas. This is our 350 acres of land. And within this land, we try to document everything that we get. And interestingly, this is a small forest. If you see bottom right, we have this small forest which we make as a biodiversity study center. And we document most of our observations here, and a lot of beautiful birds and insects and butterflies are found here, which are very rare in India. Some are endemic to northeast, but some are endemic to this southern part of Assam. So these are some of the birds. The most left you see is the black-headed bulbul. This bird is also found only in this in southern part of Assam. And the second one is the red thing is the purple-throated sunbird, which is found only in this small patch of forest. Here, what you see. And this is a picolet, a beautiful bird, one of the smallest woodpeckers. Bottom left is olive bulbul or the kachar bulbul, a very interesting bird and found also only in this part of the country, and a very beautiful bird to see. And the middle one are the golden crested myna, which are also found in this forest, although recently reported in Arunachal and some other parts of Northeast. The bottom right, last one is the black baza, which is quite common in India, but very rarely seen. In our documentations, we actually involve staff, students, and other members of our hospital, like agriculture staff, school staff, hospital staff, includes doctors, nurse, and other departments in the hospital. And we have students who are always willing to come out to learn something. One of our primary focus is on students. This is during bird exhibition in our school, and we have invited the local villages to come and also see what we have got in these areas. And good to see the students get to know some more knowledge because they themselves prepared the exhibition. And also students are, as we always say, the future, because once students learn, they go back to their home, to the village, and they can teach people around them. As they grow up as students, they will be able also to learn more and also keep on teaching people and explaining to people what is the importance of conservation. Also, one of our main aim is to reach village people because they live in the forest, and our documentations are done mostly in the nearby forest, as I've said in the map. During our visit to every forest nearby, we take villagers along with us to help us because they know the forest since they've been living there, and they help us in finding out the best place to get birds, butterflies, and in this way they also get to understand the importance of wildlife slowly. When we take photographs, we show them and we explain to them. Most of our observations are uploaded on iNaturalist. Our observations are almost 7% of the entire country's contribution. In Assam, we have the highest number of contribution. 90% of the entire state's contribution is done by us. 7 of our staff are in the top 10. So I think this is a great work done by a very small club in a remote area. We have been able to upload so many species of birds. Recently, during a checklist walk, we saw around 280 species of birds documented, 30 mammals, and a lot of plants, orchids, and many other plants which are yet to get confirmed. We have around more than 400 species of spiders, and soon we will be able to confirm so many more species. We have around 25 species of amphibians. We have a lot of other insects, interesting insects, and so many kind of different insects around here. We have around 30 species of reptiles and more to get confirmed, and also 105 species of damselflies and dragonflies, and also we have around 5 of them which are new to India. Also, some can be new species. Also, we are working with some experts. We also have around 350 species of butterflies, and around 2-3 of them are still yet to get identified. Can be new species or new to India. So we keep on documenting. We keep on getting new addition to our species checklist. Also, not only that, one remarkable work done by Nature Club is that we don't only document, but we report what we have found. These are some of the 11 articles that we have published. The first article published by our Nature Club is the sighting of purple-throated wen or Wen-Hassel sunbird in this forest, the purple-throated sunbird, which was first reported in India by Dr. Vijay Anand way back in 2015, which was our first publication. And slowly we could publish a lot of other articles. Even as I go out to other states, we could also publish one of the articles on the tawny breasted ram babbler. It's an addition to its range extension from East Khasi Hills to Jaintia Hills now. Also, the golden crested myna, which was very rare and very difficult to see. It's been seen long back in Assam, and then in 2017 I could get a photograph to confirm its presence in Assam. And one of the remarkable work done by Nature Club is finding a spider that was discovered 120 years ago. That was found by a student who, during the spider survey, Siddharth Kulkarni, who is a arachnologist, helped us in confirming the ID, and this was published. And that was found by one of our Nature Club member, our student. I think this is a very good work. If so many more Nature Club can publish articles and report what they have found, so that in future scientists, naturalists, and researchers can get help with the data and all the observations, which I think is very rare that the Nature Club published and report some new species or new observation or rare sighting of something. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our hospital for providing all our equipments, cameras, tripods, GPS, sound recorder, camera trap, bike and so many other equipments that we have been used, because we are not able to receive grants or fund from anyone to buy all these equipments. So this is all done by our hospital. I would like to say thank you to the management of the hospital. I believe this is just the starting, and we hope to contribute more to natural science, whatever we can, especially to all the citizen science, so that these data will be used in future for research studies. I hope that you also will encourage people around you to start documenting and observing wildlife documentation, because it's important that unless we document any place, we don't know what is there. We find a species before it's getting extinct. I believe citizen science is the best place to share observations for future studies.
Hi,
With
Rejoice.
this, I end my talk. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank
and
you
I
for
hope
that
all
talk.
of you are getting benefited, and hope all of you will take the positive ones and
Can you hear me?
also share and
Yes.
let others know about
Okay,
what is
great.
the importance of wildlife
So we have a few questions
conservation
for you.
and help.
Many people have compliments. This is really incredible work, and please do respond to people on Slack. There are a few questions. One from Abhishek Jamalabad. He says, wonderful work. Is this intended to continue as an intensive monitoring effort for the area you showed? Or does your team also aim to spread the effort to more places through similar community engagements?
So far, we are trying to only focus on few places around us, because we can't go suddenly everywhere. We particularly our constituency. Then we slowly try to spread to our district now. So once we cover our district and then make sure everything works well, and if we find positive, a positive result, then we can spread to other places. And
Okay.
also, yeah.
Okay, that's great. There's another question. Maybe we have only time for one more question. Harsha asks, can you tell us how you identify the high diversity of species that you see? Do you get help from taxa experts, or do you rely on portals like iNaturalist? And it's true, your diversity that you described in your talk is incredible. So yes, congratulations to you.
Thank you. Yes, I think one of the best place to learn is citizen science websites like iNaturalist, eBird, and IPP. So most of the identifications are done in on iNaturalist, because there are a lot of experts. Of course, it's a little bit difficult on IBP, but iNaturalist help us a lot. But also for difficult ones, we refer to experts who are like specialized experts on dragonflies. I go to Shantanu. And like tortoise, who is going to talk to for tortoise, I go to Anuja, and other more experts who are also expert in particular species. We refer to photographs, and also if needed, we send specimens. So that's how we confirm the idea of the species.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. One last question, maybe. You're getting a lot of questions, so please do try and answer some on Slack. Madhusudan asks, yeah. So one last question we have time for. Madhu says, how long has this effort been ongoing, and what motivates such a diverse set of people to find common purpose in documenting the biodiversity of this area?
Okay, it's been since 2008, and I started in 2016, because Vijay started since 2008. And so I've been starting it from 2016. So what is the other question? What was the other question?
How come all these people are motivated to do this?
Okay. You see, in Northeast, we still, if you look at Northeast, particularly this part of the state of Assam, southern part, there are few people who are interested in wildlife documentation, or no naturalists at all. But when you look at people, almost all of them comes from village areas, and they're more or like attached to all this natural and wildlife thing. So once so they have been living here, and bush meat and all this happens, hunting and all. So they are quite very familiar with all the animals, birds, and all the other wildlife, other species in wildlife. So what happened is when you show them names of those birds and animals, they're familiar with them. They know we know all this, we know, but what is the importance in this? So the workshops that we do, the photographs that we show, we wrote all the details of what this the ecosystem kind of thing. Like we explain to them around how does a bird help us in planting trees, an animal goes from here from one place to another. So they're like curious to know, then why are we eating all these animals from all those years? So why not protect them and have more trees since we already have? So that kind of intentions that develop, in on stuff. So most of them like, okay, now I'm starting. Even I will start uploading on iNaturalist and maybe identify more of these common ones that we have in our area. So that motivates them.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join us live.
Welcome.
And please do answer more questions on Slack and interact. Yeah. Thank you.